recently issued in request for proposals, and in the proposal they were describing the background of internet infrastructure in Armenia. And you could see they're saying that internet services are available in most major population centers in Armenia, and a recent survey showed that 70% of young people in Armenia are regular internet users. And we have been discussing this a lot, that 70%, most of these 70% actually are in the Одноклассники internet clubs. So 70% are not social media users, are not using the tools in effective ways and meaningfully. So understanding the country's situation, we thought of a major master plan how to connect the schools of Armenia to internet. And this is kind of the backbone in a very visual way, how we connected 330 schools of Armenia to internet. We had a major technical department that every day was trying to understand, in this region we have this infrastructure, in this region we have these conditions, etc. So that's, the terms are very familiar to me, like optic nodes, different connections, access points, etc. Like some of them, the access points are physically seen, but this is like our tech people summarized for others, just so that to understand that you have to apply very many different types of connection to have the schools online. And you can just imagine, Armenia is a very mountainous country, so the visibility, that was 2000. If the techies are discussing this, and I see you are discussing this. There were other adaptations actually later, but this is the major backbone. So with 330 schools, we reached out to the 1/4 of Armenia. And I'm not saying that all of the 300 schools had stable connection. We had major problems. Sometimes the schools were calling us and saying, it has been like 10 days we don't have connection. So we were trying to see how we can maintain the network. It's one thing to connect the schools to internet, and it's another to troubleshoot it. Has been really very challenging. But somehow we figured it out. It took lots of effort. And we have been doing not only online troubleshooting and trying to see the status of the school, whether it's online, out of the server is on or no, the modem is on or no, but we have also been doing like spot checks, site visits. So the human aspect has always been there, always. I'm just trying to say that connectivity has always been possible only through the socializing aspect, through people. The best school about this program has been that it has been implemented through, from 2000 to 2007. And the last 3 years of the program, the Armenia office has been negotiating with the Armenian government so that they adopt the program and continue the program. So the Armenia Education and Quality Relevance Program that I mentioned, within which we have been doing the trainings for the teachers, regional teachers, within that project, the Armenian government created a National Center of Educational Technologies, and they adopted the program. And when I said 1/4 of the program was of all of the schools in Armenia were online, that was 2007 data. So according to my knowledge, to the best of my knowledge, about 600 schools are already online within that World Bank funded project. And the component is still on. We established an internet computer center in each of the beneficiary schools. And the best model actually looked like this. But we were recruiting also schools that had some hardware, so they needed only connection. They had a very well renovated room. They had only one printer, some old equipment, etc. So we were trying to assess the resources and see where we can complement. The most interesting thing about this is we did not involve only secondary schools like the ordinary schools, as our public understands, but also special needs schools. Not only in Yerevan, but also in regions. And some of the schools that you saw were among those special schools. Where we could not, the small villages, where we could not actually have major investment because the population was so small, we tried to find sites that had like clusters of small villages, and centrally in a centrally located village, we would send the mobile internet computer center that we created. So that was connected to the satellite that would go visit to the villages, stay there for 3 weeks, or sometimes more. But that was like kind of like trying to talk to the people about what internet is, what computer is, what you can do with computers if you have it. So it's like basic outreach. Sometimes people were saying like, oh, we don't need this. We have other basic needs, etc. But sometimes we would leave the place, the mobile lab would leave the place, and we would hear that people were going fundraising, buying computers, changing things. So this small vehicle was kind of like an ambassador for change. That's the inside. And, and it's like, we would go to these kind of villages. And the drivers were also the trainers, so they would, the community would host them. So in this program, the community had its contribution. And the first region was selected through a competition. The regional governors presented applications, and they said why they want this internet computer lab in their village, and which villages the lab would actually go. So it was kind of interesting to see their plan. It was not like, we think that's the way, or that's the site the lab should go. It was not us, it was participatory. So the basic package of what was happening is like, we were providing hardware and software. We were providing lots of different trainings, like starting from fundamental basic training. But we would also work on the, not only hard skills, but we would also work with the soft skills of the teachers, the principals, the community members, the students. We would provide them sometimes ready content, the project content. Like we would say, okay, like this is your role, that's your role, we are the facilitators, so that's what's going to happen within the project. But later, we would actually let them free, because all of the resources were already in the school. And we would see change offline. Right now, I'm sure that some of you are like challenging, like what's happening, what's the change? But for me, that was real change. When I said that we were offering trainings, it was like each of the beneficiary schools, after they have gone through basic program training, each school would prepare their school website. And that would be very primitive website, but that was the first step to understand that as an educational site, they need to have a face. They need to have profile. And what was good, it was like that generated teamwork. The teachers were working with the students, sometimes the community members, which had like excellent tech people, sometimes. And that would be in like major towns, like that would be in Varanzo or Gyumri. So they would also get involved. And the principal would provide some of the content, like this is what I want to, this is the material what I want to have, etc. So that was really very interesting content. Teamwork. Next, what we would do